Hi, welcome. I'm so excited. Welcome back to Prandara Prim. I got Kuhrizma in the house. Did I say your name correctly? Because I never asked.
Now, yes, that was perfect.
Yes, all right. Oh, perfect. Yes. So we are in the house. We're about to talk about awakening, connecting to that inner goddess that's within. I'm so excited and welcome. It's been a minute. We were supposed to be on yesterday, but we are here today. So, love this. So, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Greetings. Excuse my throat. I'm recovering from a little cold, but yes, I'm Charisma, also known as Oracle Gems. That's basically my brand name that I gave myself. And yes, I'm all about igniting the goddess. I really truly feel my purpose is to ignite this flame within all women and guide them deeper into healing through it's really just about rejuvenating yourself and really freeing yourself from shackles that's put on you and tapping back into who we already were before. So yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so, you're free right now. You're free. So, tell me how did you get into this? How did you start doing oracle readings, connecting to the goddess energy within you and just kind of being a little free?
Oh yes. It's been a long journey. I started my healing journey at 18 years old. I'm 27
Mhm.
now, and it started very dark. It started with me just tapping into just man. It's been a long journey. Just it started with me and my going along my self love journey, um, and then over time I got into more like tantra, more self healing. Now I'm into womb healing, Reiki, and I started doing my oracle readings. I really got guided into oracle readings maybe like not even 2 years ago. So this is something new that I'm being guided to tap into to be a medium. Mediumship is so new for me, but it is a very powerful force that I am called to activate. And I just kind of got pulled into the realm of just all things womb. Um,
Yes.
she literally speaks. She speaks. It's just all about if we're receptive to listening to the messages. So,
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's it, and I think for a lot of us who are on this journey, it comes from our self-healing journey first and foremost, right? So and as you are coming on, say hello, let us know that you're here and I'd love to have this interactive. If you've been watching this, you know how I am. I love for you to ask questions, comment, and make this interactive. So I think for a lot of us on this journey, it's going through our self healing, right? Our work, and one of my tantra teachers, my first main tantra teacher, he would always say, "You can only take people, your clients, as far as you have gone." And so, what does that mean? That means we have to do the work on ourselves. And so, really, this self love journey is one of our purposes, right? We have so many different purposes in this world, but one of it is to heal ourselves, to live life to the fullest, and then to share, those gifts that you have with other people. And so um I never thought about myself kind of being on this journey. Like when I first started, I worked as a traditional psychotherapist and then things kind of evolved. I started getting into healing work, into Reiki, shamanism, tantra, doing kundalini work, womb healing, and things like that. So that's really important, to go through that out the journey ourselves first and foremost.
yes, 100%. Yes, it's beautiful. I love it. Yes.
Yes. So let's see. Let me look at these questions. Let me pull that up. Um, all right. So those of you who've been following me for some time, I used to just always let it go with the flow and just kind of, talk. But since we got Chat GPT, since I kind of restarted up these last couple of months, I'm like, Let me get some questions from ChatGPT because ChatGPT be giving you some good stuff. So I got some questions here, and let's just go for it. Um, so for you, Oracle Gems, what does connecting with your inner goddess mean to you personally?
To me personally, connecting with your goddess is, I feel like part of it is just reawakening your inner child. I feel like for me, that was my first step, is reigniting the inner child that we've been programmed to shut up.
Hmm.
And going deeper into my self-love journey and just loving, pouring into me first,
Yes.
tapping into all of the powers and abilities that are, as a woman, we're so powerful. So it's really tapping into those abilities, honing it. And you can't do that until you heal all of the traumas that's been passed down through, it's all really through our womb. I mean,
Hmm.
out of your mother's womb, and then you have children out of your womb. So it's all just about really doing, working with your internal, in your internal realms. And to me, to embody the goddess, it is just tapping fully into all of the power that is given to you.
Hmm. Hmm. That's great. I love that. That's like what I would really say. So I love that you added the inner child work because the inner child work, shadow work, those are important parts of the healing process, right? To connect to that inner goddess. And so I know even for me along my journey, it was really hard doing the inner child work, the shadow work. Tantra is a lot of the inner child work, the shadow work. And so that's a huge part of it. And one of the things about Tantra, like we talk about goddess energy, but what Tantra is also about that creating that divine union, that divine connection between our masculine and feminine energy. And so when we bridge the two together, we are our most powerful and we can allow that goddess energy to come out. And like you said, the feminine energy is very powerful. As women, we're very powerful. And so, it's important for us, we can't be in our power unless we balance the masculine and feminine energy, because so many times I see men who they want to just work on the masculine energy, work on the masculine energy, or women just want to work on a feminine energy, work on a feminine energy. And yes, that's important, but we also have to balance the masculine and feminine energy for that divine union. And, that is one of the biggest goals of Tantra is combining and balancing that masculine and feminine energy. So,
100%. OMG, the timing is so bad. There's this band. They're playing. You can hear them.
yes.
They're young boys, young black boys walking up and down playing. I apologize. Horrible timing.
No, no
OMG.
worries.
They're walking past. Can
Okay.
you still hear me good?
Yeah, I can still hear you good.
Yes, I was gonna say to the masculine and feminine, the mask and fem union within yourself. For me, that has been a challenge for me because I've always been what I would say hyper feminine. I've been like, I would say 80% feminine, and I have like a 20% masculine, and I feel like that's how women operate mostly. I feel like they're getting closer. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. If you want to mute and I'll talk for a bit. So yeah, so that's interesting when you're saying that. You just made me think like growing up, I always had a lot more masculine energy. And so if you look at those numbers, I was probably the opposite, 80% masculine energy and 20% feminine energy. Um, and that was fine. Like I was very much okay with that. Like I was in the masculine energy and I got things done, so there's a place for all of that. And so masculine energy is action, doing, doing, doing. And I was always into that. And so, I mean, even with my dress, it was like, I never wanted to do my hair. I was braiding my hair or wearing a baseball cap, wearing jeans, wearing sweaters. I always wanted to be comfortable. Until this day, I still like being comfortable. So for me to like dress up and even do all of this, it's an effort. I have to be like, okay, come on, Prandara, step into that goddess energy. Let's get yourself together. It's an effort because I prefer to be comfortable. And on a day to day, I'm rocking sweats and, being as comfortable as possible. And so I had to make a conscious effort to work on the feminine energy of receiving and allowing myself to receive, allowing myself to be able to be in that stillness, in that present, in my presence and sit, and not feel like I always have to do and make things happen. But when we're in that divine feminine energy as well, we open up so that we can receive. We can receive messages from the universe. We can receive whatever it is that we want to manifest. So it's important to have that, to have that balance, and so that we can also do to make things happen, but we can also receive, you know.
Yes, 100%. They're passing right here. But yes, for me, it's been the complete opposite. I've just struggled with, I just feel like I'm just so open. And I feel
Mhm.
like that does tie into my ability to channel, I feel like. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm just now at 27 learning to embody more of my masculine. And
Mhm.
it's been so hard. I just want
Yeah.
to relax and just let things come to me. So like this past, I don't know if you are deep into astrology, but this was what this Venus retrograde had me in a chokehold,
Mhm.
shining light on my dark feminine and challenging me to integrate my masculine, which has been very interesting.
Yes.
But it's important to have both of those honed within yourself, and that is how we attract as women attract our physical masculines into our lives.
Mhm.
If that's what you want, or if you want a feminine, hey.
Right. Right. And so I love that you're so young, like 27, which is not so young, but I love that you're young and doing this work, right? Because even though I was a psychotherapist, like I really didn't start doing this work until my late 30s. And so, for you in your 20s, you're doing this work, and and you're connecting to yourself. You're doing the inner child work, the shadow work, connecting to the divine feminine. So like when you become my age, you're going to be like powerfully unstoppable. That's like, I love it. I love it. I love it. Um Real quick, one more time. Those of you who are coming on, I see people are on here. We are talking about connecting to your divine feminine, connecting to your goddess energy. So, those of you who are on here, just say hi. Let me know who's on here. Say hello. Let us know who's watching. Um, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notifications bell so that you're notified for my upcoming lives and everything that I have going on. Um, Real quick, also, I want to let you know, those of you who, Natasha, those of you who are in Atlanta, and Natasha, you're in Atlanta, on April 26th at 2:30 p.m. in Decatur, I have a tantric cacao vibe ceremony. So if you are in ATL, come check that out. It's going to be great. We're going to be drinking cacao. We're going to be doing some tantric, some movement, some dance, some breath work. Is going to be great. Natasha, I really hope you can be here. Brooke, you're in the ATL. Oh, nice. Welcome. Brooke, I don't think I've seen you on my YouTube channel. Um, so thank you for joining. If you are free, Saturday, April 26th, the cacao ceremony, join us. Let me go ahead and share my information. So that information is on my IG, the link in my bio on IG. It's also on my website, www.prandaraprem.com, under services, I believe, or events. One of those two, and it's on Eventbrite. So I'd love to have you all. And so again, if you're not following me, follow me on Instagram, Prandara Prem underscore Tantra, Facebook, Renee Adolph, and here on YouTube. And also, if you are on IG, go ahead and follow Oracle. Let me take this off. Oracle Gems. That's her right there.
I'm sorry. He was. I'm sorry. I always have to correct everybody.
Yeah.
Say people mispronounce it all the time. People
Mhm.
say, but it's actually aurora. So it's like aurora, like the borealis mixed with aurora.
Yes.
I mean, with mixed with oracle. So it's aurorical. But
Oracle gems.
because people get my that name and my mother giving name mixed up. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your mother given name?
My name's Kuhrizma. So yeah, that's what my mother gave me.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
I didn't know if it was something else and then you changed to charisma. Okay, I love that name. What does it mean?
So charisma is basically it comes from French, so it basically means leader, a power gift conferred by God. So
Hmm.
man, I have to uphold the name that my mother gave me. So
Yes, pressure. No. But you got it. You got it. Goddess energy. So those of you who are on, Natasha, Brooke, anyone, let's share with me, like, what does it mean to you to connect with your inner goddess? What does that mean to y'all who's on here? Um, do you feel like you've connected to your inner goddess? Do you feel like that's something you're working on doing? If you're working on doing it, how are you doing it so far? So, one of the things that I love about Tantra, um, whew, Tantra is intense. Tantra is, it's a lot of work, right? Like, um, but Tantra is a great way to connect to that inner goddess. And so, or to that divine feminine energy, that masculine energy. Really, Tantra is about helping you to learn how to be present in the moment, and uh learning how to manifest what you want. Okay, so I love that. So Natasha said being softer, and that's a beautiful picture of you, by the way, Natasha. Beautiful picture. Being softer. Brooke says self-discipline, consecration. Okay, so expand on that, Brooke. Self-discipline and consecration. Um, when you are connecting to your goddess energy and you're connecting to that self-discipline consecration, how do you imagine that? So for me too, connecting to that goddess energy is embodying your feminine energy, embodying, hey Rhonda, greetings, all sending positive vibes from Metro Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, another person in Georgia in the house. So how I never have so many people from Georgia. How did you like, I'm just excited. I'm flabbergasted right now. And if you are free, Rhonda, on April 26th, come to my cacao ceremony. It's a tantra cacao ceremony. It's gonna be great. We're gonna dance. Um, Cacao helps you to embody that energy, your energy. It's really opens up your heart space, allows for emotional release. So it's really good. So Rhonda, I asked the question, what does connecting to your inner goddess mean for you personally? So I'd love to hear your take on that. So Brooke says protecting, preserving my energy, connecting to source. I love that. I love that. Um, so that is an important thing. And so to connect to your goddess energy, yes, you have to protect your energy, preserving your energy, connecting to source. So how do you all, so that leads into a really good question. How do you connect to source? So Charisma, how do you connect to source? Brooke, how do you connect to source? Go ahead, Charisma.
I feel like connecting to source is for me. It's I just see it, especially I just see myself as that because I feel like fractal wise we are an extension of Gaia, an extension of that source. So I just see that as tending to myself, and I
Mm-hmm.
personally I love to go into isolation. So that's kind of what I'm doing now with my
Mm-hmm.
as much as I can. I like to people watch, but mostly I keep my energy kind of to myself and just
Yes.
pour in and when not to pour in. And you only can know your reserves and know and really feel the exchange when you're in tune with your own energy, which is why I kind of recommend isolation a little bit. It works for me. It just helps you connect without distortions from other people's energy.
Right, right. So I love that. And so for me too, I love everything that you said. Definitely For me, how I connect to source, meditation, prayer. I going to the park, being in nature. Like I love being in nature. Like I have to be in nature. And that's one of the biggest things for me is being in nature. And that really does help me um connect to source. Being in silence is really important. Now getting into mirror work. That's really good. Yoga, meditation, prayer, breath work, walking in nature, sunbathing, as well as gazing. Yes. I'm going to share the link to Eventbrite real quick right here. For those of you um, who are interested in joining my Tantra Cacao vibes on 426, 225, I'd love to have y'all. Brooke, you gave some great things: yoga, meditation, prayer, breath work, walking in nature. Let me highlight that. Um, so it's so funny because today I went to the park earlier today. This park in Westside Village. I forget the name of it. It's a new park I had never been to. And I was there with a friend of mine, and we were just talking about like super religious people and how they're like, see all this stuff like the yoga, meditation, is devil worship or it's evil. And so we're like, oh my God, no, it's not. And so we were talking how meditation and prayer is the same thing. And so I'm like, yeah, when you're praying, you're meditating. When you're meditating, you can be in prayer, right? And so those go hand in hand. And they don't contradict each other. One doesn't, hurt the other. But that is really what helps me connect to source and to be present. And when you connect to source, you're able to hear divine messages from source, and you're able to hear and whatever a source looks like from you. So some people say when they pray they can hear messages from God. You can hear messages from Gaia, from your ancestors. Our ancestors are constantly talking to us, telling us what to do, where to go. And so when you do the meditation, the prayer, you're in nature, you allow yourself to hear so that you can know, okay, do this workshop on this day, offer this service. I was going to go here, but don't go there. Now go there. Right. And sometimes you're like, why am I feeling like not to do this? You know what I'm saying? And so that's important. And so I'm going to just call you Kuhrizma because I'm going to mess up the oracle because I just want to say oracle gems. So it's important, like even source guides you when we have divination tools like cards, pendulums, many different things. And when you're connected, you can hear from that source and it'll talk to you. So that's some of the things. I have tarot cards here, I have oracle cards, I have a pendulum, I do muscle testing, so many different things so that I can know what to do.
Yes, they be throwing me for a loop sometimes. Sometimes
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess it's maybe me doubting it.
Mhm.
Challenge me to like. Well, I just guess my ancestors, my guides. Sometimes I get challenged, and it just gets kind of uncomfortable. Taking leaps. I've been taking leaps of faith back to back. So
Mhm.
here.
Yeah. So, I love like how you're on the road right now. And I did that for a year. For a year, I was on a road, and I really and that was a huge leap of faith, right? Like I was from place to place, connecting with people, doing different things. And this was my back. I backpacked through South America, and when I tell you, talk about leap of faith, I had no money in the bank account, no money, and so from day to day, I didn't know where I was going to stay. And so, but it was beautiful because I would go to hostels and I would like exchange services. So I would work in a hostel to stay there for free. I did couch surfing. I did so many different things. But one of the beautiful thing of that journey was it helped me to learn about myself. And it helped me to trust in myself. And it helped me to trust in source because things kept working out and things were flowing. I never knew how it was going to flow, but it flowed.
Yes, it gets so magical, and that's why I'm like, I guess I don't even want to call it because I don't have a car right now. I would love to have a car to where I'm on the road, but I'm kind of out. But I mean, if I need to hustle up money, money just comes as it comes, and that
Mhm.
uh, at this point in my life, that's what the universe is trying to show me, that you can literally, things do sprout out of the void. I've experienced it. It's just I've been trying to manifest this. Or I'm sorry, master this, I guess, equation of manifesting the perfect
Mhm.
set of steps to where it can just happen like this. I've been
Mhm.
experimenting, so I threw myself out here. Actually, it was divine. Spirit was just like, go get rid of most of your stuff and leave, because it was not.
Yes.
And now that I'm out here, I love it. I want to do exactly what you did, backpacking across South America and like maybe a caravan, and just cultural exchanging and just actually living
Yes.
wrong with how we're living now. But it's like we get so stuck with the 9 to 5, go to work, come home, and stay inside. I don't want to.
Mhm.
I don't want to do that all the time.
Right. And that is freedom. That is freedom. And so like when I did that, I got rid of everything. And to this day, I still don't have a car, right? And when I came here, when I came to Atlanta, I was like, I'm not going to get a car because I don't know how long I'm going to stay in Atlanta. And but I manifested a car. I don't own a car, but I have a car. A friend of mine let me borrow her car, and she's like, "Oh, you can have it for a year. I'm going to go to Brazil." Her and I actually met in Brazil, and she's like, "I'm going back to Brazil, so here, use my car." And I was like, at first, I was like, "I don't want it because then, I'm going to have to, worry about like, upkeep and maintenance if things break and all that." But I was like, "Okay, come on, Pandara. Universe is like, here, have a car, so let me get it." And then and my year is supposed to be up in June, and she just hit me up. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be extending, so she's gonna be staying longer. So now I have a car for another year." And so I'm like, you manifest things without even realizing it. So like I didn't have to go out and buy one. And so it happens, right? And so it's like when you allow yourself to go with the flow and allow things to come to you, things
Oh,
come to you.
the gateway's open.
The gateway's open. And that's being in your goddess energy. So I love what Rhonda said. Let's see. That's okay. So she said, I'm learning more and more to represent my authentic energy, which is representative of the divine feminine goddess. Being in nature, being in sweat lodges, yoni steams, massage, meditation. Yes. So let me tell you, I got my yoni steam right here. Let's see if we can show
I
you that. Oops, that's
had
my yoni steam right there.
to.
And I got two. I got another one in I got three actually. Another one, two more in my sunroom, and that one. So yoni steam, like a lot of times I'll sit on my yoni steam. I'll meditate while I'm on it. Sweat lodges. The last retreat I did in Mexico, we did a sweat lodge. It was amazing. These are things that are so important. Tantric massage. I do tantric massage, y'all. Okay, so those of you in the Atlanta area, I'm about to start offering again my tantric massages. I hadn't been offering it because I was like, let me get to know, let me get settled in Atlanta. I got to find a space and all of that. But tantric massage is really great. It works really well for women who are have trauma, has been sexually abused, sexually molested. They're not connected to their bodies, they don't have orgasms. Really, really great for that. It also helps for you to connect to that goddess energy, that divine feminine energy within you. Um, I am also offering private yoni steam. If you want to have a mini group, 3 ladies, 2 or 3 ladies, because I have 3 yoni steams, doing that yoni party, a small, intimate yoni party, all of that. Those are all things. And I make the herbs myself. Like I make the yoni steam herbs myself based on what you're looking for and what you need. So those are some really amazing things. As we're taking this commercial break and I'm talking about this stuff, Kuhrizma, if you want to talk about some of the things that you offer, and then I got some more questions here. These are my questions, and we're gonna go down.
And I wanted to say, like, I so wish I could make it to. I know I seen your flyer, and
Yeah.
it's not far from me. I'm Florida bound right
Yeah.
now.
Real quick,
But
while you're talking, I'm gonna run to the bathroom because I've been fasting all day and just drinking. I've been eating.
yes,
I do have to pee, so I'm gonna go do that. Go ahead and talk about what you're offering and what you're saying. I can still hear you.
alrighty, awesome. Y'all gonna excuse my throat. Oh man, these colds are the worst. But yes, I offer. So some of my offerings are Reiki. I do Reiki healing. Um, that can be in person. That can be virtual, long distance. I do oracle readings. I do guided meditations. I specifically for women focus on womb to heart meditations, and I do chakra cleansings, and I do sensual dance sessions, and I also do erotic release for women. Of course, this is all for women. I feel like I have to specify that because I do feel like I might branch off and have some guided meditations and mirror work for men, but for right now, we all have feminine energy, but I'm on a I'm on a fence with that right now. But yes, those are my services. What else do I do? Did I name all of them?
That's a lot.
I believe that is all of them actually. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So yeah, very similar. I do Reiki work as well. Kundalini activation healing and all of that can be done virtually. Um, so those are good. It's so funny because right now too, like I work with women and I like you got to specify that, right? Like, but it's interesting because I could work with men, but at this point in time, I kind of choose not to, but who knows? Maybe I'll start back up. Um, well, yeah, I do work with men. Let me not say that. In the sense of tantric massage, I prefer to work with women as opposed to men because men tend to come with like certain ideas or whatever, and I'm like, not trying to deal with that. But like in my workshops, my courses, men are welcome to come. I'm going to have my next retreat in Brazil, my Awakening the Spirit retreat, and that's for men and women. We're going to be doing plant medicine, ayahuasca, cacao. Brooke, you laughed. Are you laughing at that comment about the tantric massage not doing with men? Yeah, because men be trying to come in, they be wanting happy endings. And I'm like, nope, that's not what this is about. Um, if you really have something you want to work on, I can work with you, but I gotta vet you and like ask questions and really make sure um, you want to do that work. Let me tell you. All right, so let me ask the next question. Can you share a moment in your life when you felt most connected to your feminine power? And those of you who are on, I would love for you to answer this too, because I like this to be interactive and I love to hear. Okay, so Charisma, can you share a moment in your life where you felt most connected to your feminine power?
The moment in my life where I felt most connected to my feminine power. Ooh, I feel like is it crazy to say? I feel like my rage, tapping into my divine rage, I call it my energy.
Hmm.
That was so freeing. So really getting into burlesque striptease, that was the most healing thing for me. So I really felt empowered. I felt like a true goddess when I could do whatever I want with my body. It's my
Yes.
so growing up with lots of shame around sexuality and expression, and just the simple fact that I had to learn all about my anatomy through YouTube, which is crazy. YouTube
Mhm.
lives, that just basically just pushed me into doing stripping in front of strangers, and it was the most empowering I've ever felt to have them worship me. I love to be worshipped, to have them worship
Mhm.
me like a goddess, and then actually knowing that my rage and my feelings are validated, like. And all of this rage comes from just not being nurtured and loved. I feel like she's the protector of women and children. So it's
Mhm.
my most empowering moment in my feminine energy.
Right.
Oh,
Ah, love that. Okay, so Brooke, I want to clarify your question. Is that what erotic release is? To which part? What is the question? What I was talking about in terms of the happy ending, or which? I just want to make sure I answer that correctly. And Natasha says at my retreat, so she felt more connected to feminine energy. That was feminine power at my retreat at the condom lace ceremony in Bahia, Brazil. So my retreat is in Bahia, Brazil. And so Natasha went on my retreat. She was there. Actually, Natasha, I would love to interview you just about your experience on a retreat. Um, Message me and let's talk if you're interested in coming on my YouTube or on Instagram and just talking about your experience on a retreat because I would love to do that. Um, But yeah, the candomblé, that is their almost like the what you like African religion, like Yoruba, Ifa. It's not Ifa, but I'm trying to give some things that people might be able to relate to. So it's kind of similar to like Ifa, Lukumi, Santeria, but it's Brazilian's version where they connect to the Orishas. So at the retreat, I do take people to experience that, to experience Brazilian culture, the Black culture. So, and that's important. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So, Brooke, oh, okay. So the question was for you. Offered that her in her service. So I was curious what that was.
Yeah, so erotic release would be strictly for women, and so basically that you into just deep sensual erotic sessions. So basically it's getting that's stimulating your erotic zones, meridian tapping, deep breathing, kegling, womb meditation, and I like to do some sensual music, express just a safe space to freely express yourself and tap deep into your erotica. If you want to moan, you can moan, whatever you need to release. um,
So important.
and just kind of just to release things. And I like personally to work with the spine, so working with everything spinal and everything pelvis, because that's where we store a lot of emotions and a lot of trauma. So
Mhm.
that would be centered around.
Okay, awesome. I love that. I love that. Okay, perfect. So good. Yeah, because I was like, was it about the? Yeah, I was like, and I guess I went to the bathroom, so I didn't hear you say erotic release.
Yes.
Okay. Ah, perfect. So I love that. We all need an erotic release. We all need release. And so, for me too, like I love Kali. Kali is like one of the favorite goddess energies to work with. I'm doing a Kali meditation. I don't remember if I did the Kali meditation at that retreat at Natasha that we did, but I do them at a lot of the workshops and stuff. And so it's like I have you stick your tongue out. We might have done it at that retreat, and it's like looking like Kali and embodying that and taking out the swords and cutting the heads of the demons. That's one of the Kali. There's different Kali meditations, but that's one that I love. And so that's a really, really good way for me. So I'm looking at the question. Can you share a moment in your life when you felt most connected to your feminine energy? So let me answer that as well. And I see more people coming on. Go ahead and say hello. Let us know you are here. And if you want to answer the question as well, let us know when you felt most connected to your feminine energy. And so, I'm actually going to say just it's not like one specific thing, but I'm going to say being in Brazil. And I'll tell you why. Being in Brazil, I started wearing more dresses. Um, oh, we did that at the meeting of the river and the ocean, the Kali meditation. Okay. Thank you. Trying to remember because I was like, I can't remember all of the stuff that I do because I do so much. Um, but just being in Brazil, because Brazil, like, just the energy is so powerful. And I think the feminine, that goddess feminine energy is so powerful with the Orishas of you got Oshun and Manja. Like, it's just so powerful. Their energy is so powerful. And so just being there, like, I connect to both Manja and Oshun, going to the river all the time, going to the ocean and just really allowing that goddess energy to flow through me. And being in Brazil, it was easier for me to just tap into that feminine energy and wear dresses, one because it's hot, but also it was just nice. Like here in the States, like I still wear a lot of dresses, but it's easy to kind of wear jeans and pants, especially in wintertime. And so, and and it's just so easy. Brazil is just such a magical place. And Salvador Bahia is a magical city where things happen. Like there's so many synchronicities that just happens and everything is always in alignment. And so you're able to just allow yourself to receive and go with the flow. And so for me, I've connected most to that feminine energy just being in Brazil. And now I'm like, why am I back in the US? But this is just for right now.
A lot of beautiful lands. You just kind of have to travel. It's a lot of beautiful people, but we're so, I would say the way we operate is a little incongruent in comparison to a lot of places in the world. So
Mhm.
I'm excited to travel,
Yeah.
and I wish I
And
could treat to your ceremonies.
yes, one day you'll be able to come. Um, and that's the thing, being in the US, it's so easy to kind of get into that masculine energy, especially as women, because we have to like do. We got to work, we got so much to do. And so we have to make a conscious effort to also connect to that feminine energy and making sure that energy is balanced. So Brooke said decentering men and reconnecting with my creativity as well as dancing helped me tap into femininity. Yes, I love that you said that. Also getting my nails done and pampering myself. I'm glad you said that because that's a big part for me. Like I love dancing. And so um, I'll go salsa dancing. Brooke, come with us to Brazil on the retreat. Love to have you. You got time, girlfriend. You got time. The retreat is January 26th to February 5th. No, I'm sorry, January 27th to February 5th. So you got time. Do installments. So put that deposit, do installments so you can get there. That way you don't have to like try to pay it all off right away. But it's just such a beautiful experience. So divine, so healing, and just all of the healing modalities that they have there, the plant medicine, everything is just it's so powerful. So I was saying something and then I forgot. Oh yeah, dancing. So yeah, like for me too, that's another part. Like I love salsa dancing, samba dancing they do in Brazil, belly dancing, like you said, doing the belly dancing. Those are all such powerful things. And one of the things that I love about salsa dancing, bachata, merengue, it is like masculine led, so the male leads you, and as a woman you have to receive, you have to allow yourself to be led. And so that's one of the things that also helped me step into my feminine energy, because like I said, if you heard from the beginning, I had 80% masculine energy. And I remember the first time I started dancing salsa because I knew how to dance, right? I was taking lessons and I learned how to dance. I would go and I would try to lead. And my partner would be like, let me lead you. Let me lead you. Just allow yourself to, allow yourself to be led. And I was like, oh yeah, I got to step into that feminine. I got to allow myself to be led. And that was a struggle for me. And so that was a really, really, really big thing. And that's beautiful to be able to allow that to happen. So yeah.
I love all of that. Actually, I primarily do. So I'm into like I'm studying Polynesian dance. So
Mm.
called Farap, which means
Mhm.
literally translates to stir, and that's a feminine dance. So the women would be mostly focused on circulating their hips when they move their hips really fast.
Mhm.
And the masculine is so beautiful. The masculine come in and they do their little version with like their legs, and I just love
Yes.
the whole culture is surrounded with the masculine being the protectors, the providers, actually protecting, warriors,
Mhm.
really just holding the feminine like flowers, and the women can just be soft and do whatever they do. And that's how
Yeah.
here, everywhere.
I love that. Okay, so let me ask this question because you also do womb healing. How does healing the womb space or working with the body support goddess embodiment?
Because goddess embodiment, like everything is the womb. Like we're living in a cosmic womb. So when you nurture your body, you feed it the right foods. We're working on that. I indulge a little bit, but mostly for feeding it the right foods, giving it the nurturing that it needs. All of it is the womb is gonna speak. Like if you need, I feel like all of it's so interconnected. Like when you're dissatisfied or when you need pleasure as women, your womb is gonna tell you like, hey, I need some love and touch me, rub me. And so it's so important to when we just pour into ourselves and we nurture our womb, that is the goddess. The goddess, I just feel like that's what the earth is. It's a giant womb and she is the goddess of all, and we're just expansions of her. So when we nurture that womb, that is the greatest way to tap into our goddess self.
Yes,
To her, she gives to us.
that's so true. So true. Rhonda, you said a thing. Kazumba. Listen, Kazumba is so sensual, so sexual. I love it too. I was taking Kazumba lessons in Brazil. So, Rhonda, you are in ATL. Let me know where I can do Kazumba here. I probably want to do lessons first because it's been a minute since I've danced a Kazumba. But I love Kazumba as well. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful dance, huh?
Is that the same as the kumpa? Are those? Cause I know.
No, it's different, but I love compa as well. Kazumba comes from Angola, and so a lot of the music is in Portuguese, right from Angola, and it's also masculine led. So compa as well, zouk as well. The man leads. So those are other dances that I love as well. They're so beautiful. It's just dance is so healing. It's so amazing. I love it. I gotta start dancing more now back here. I gotta start finding spots here in Atlanta to dance. Rhonda, send me a message of some spots I could go to get some kazumba. Yes. Especially here in Atlanta, girl. Yes. Brooke, you in Atlanta too? Look, we all need to go. Let's go. Let's do a kazumba. Let's go to dance some kazumba, Brooke and Rhonda. Let's do it. I'm so down. As long as it's during the weekday. I be out on the weekends. I be traveling, so I don't be in Atlanta a lot of times. Um, what was that question that I asked? Oh, how does healing the womb space or working with the body support goddess embodiment? Yeah. So, like you were saying, so the womb is everything. And the womb, I'm just going to add on, the womb is our seat of creation. And so, in that second chakra, that is our ability to create. We are co-creators in this world, so we can create the life that we want, create a life of abundance, of joy, of happiness, of pleasure. And so we have to work on, we have to heal that space so that we can um, allow ourselves to call in and create and manifest what we want. And so that's one of the biggest things. As women, there's so many women who have fibroids, and I was one of them, right? Fibroids, so many different things, and then you end up having to have a hysterectomy or doing anything. But when we heal that sacred space, and not just a band-aid, we heal the generations back, right? The generations before us and the future generation. And so when my doctor was like, "Oh, you got fibroids," like I was bleeding every day. And then my cycle was lasting 8 days. I was changing a tampon and a pad every 2 hours. Like it was heavy. And my doctor was like, "Oh, you need to have surgery, the fibroids." And I was like, "Nope, not doing it." I changed my diet, started exercise, started doing the womb work, womb healing, womb dance. All of that made a difference. Those are the things that healed my womb space. And so when I went back and had my ultrasound, the doctors were like, "Oh, your fibroids are shrinking." I also change of lifestyle, right? The breath work, the meditation. I started buying the Diva cup made of silicone instead of using the tampons. I bought reusable pads instead of the pads that they have with bleach in it, all this stuff that makes you bleed more. So it was a complete lifestyle change, and I healed my womb space. And so I took my life, I took my healing into my hands. And that's important. When you do that, there's nothing that you can't do. We're unstoppable. And so we don't have to subscribe to what Western medicine tells us. Nothing wrong with Western medicine. Now, if something serious happens, yes, I'm still going to go to the doctor. But if there's something that I can heal naturally, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do both if I have to do both. Yeah.
I'm blessed that I didn't get to that point. Once I started getting cysts, I was getting cysts, and my mom, like, I told all of the women, I was communicating with all the women in my family, but mostly my mom, and she was just like, "Oh, it's normal," and I'm just like, "No." She
Right.
gets it, and I'm just like, "This can't be normal," and it's so painful, and it's just a very unpleasant experience. So that's why I actually left. I started leaving like a year ago. I was back and forth, but spirit was just like finally abiding by my pool. So, and I've had women, my grandmother, my auntie, have both had hysterectomies. So
Mhm.
the course. I have to.
Somebody has to do it, right? So, and that's beautiful that you were the one who was like, no, I have to change the course, because so many times they're like, oh, this is genetic, no, maybe it's been in our genes because we're all eating the same way. We all have the same lifestyle. So somebody has to change that.
Yes, and the mindsets. The mindsets be so whack from like
Right.
speaking it onto yourself repeatedly.
Right. All right. So our last question, y'all, time flies. Like, this was great conversation. It's flowing. It's 8 o'clock. So last question. And those of you who are watching, if you have any questions for us, ask us. This is the time. Type in those questions so we can answer any questions about womb healing, about energy work, about tantra, um, anything you might have. Go ahead and ask us questions. This will be my last question that I'm going to ask. So, but we are open if you have any questions. Okay, so what role do boundaries, pleasure, and self love play in embracing your divine feminine energy?
Mm, boundaries. That one was a rough one. Boundaries are extremely important. What was the other ones? Boundaries
What
and
role do boundaries, pleasure, and self love play in embracing your divine feminine?
oh yes, I feel like those all three definitely coincide. I feel like you can't
Hmm.
self love until you set boundaries. Setting
Hmm.
clears out the muck. It clears out the people who aren't deserving of you, and it really shows you. It helps you tap into what you're actually worth, realizing your self worth, and then you can draw better boundaries to better magnetize people who are aligned with you, and that just increases your magnetism, which increases your self love, and your sensuality. I can't even remember what the last part was, but it's just the self love. It just stems from what you allow. So it's basically,
Hmm.
I just feel like you have to go within yourself to realize what you're worth and what you deserve, and hold yourself accountable for what you're actually allowing into your reality, who you're allowing to play into your life. It's
Hmm.
you're letting you're the writer at the director.
Yes.
So that all kind of coincide that like plays into your expression of your divine feminine and what you're capable of embodying as a woman.
Hmm. Right. Um, okay, I like that. I like that. Yay, girl. I love this. It just kind of flowed. Like, okay, so let me answer that question. Um, what role do boundaries, pleasure, and self-love play in embracing your divine feminine? So, so I think a lot of people think when they think of feminine energy, they think of someone being submissive, and so it's not. And so when we think about boundaries, that's the boundaries. It's like you not allowing people to walk over you. So setting your boundaries, knowing who you are, what you want, what you value, and what's important to you. And so that's really important. And so pleasure, self-love, all of those things support goddess embodiment, because divine feminine. I'm looking at the question. Okay, embrace your divine feminine. What role do boundaries, pleasure, and self love play in embracing your divine feminine? Okay, so yeah, so to embrace that divine feminine energy, you have to know yourself, right? And when you know yourself, those are the boundaries that you then start to place on others, right? Not allow people to treat you a different way. Those boundaries and that self-love, when you're working on loving yourself, you will be kind to people. And there's a difference between being nice and being kind. So sometimes people are nice and they allow people to walk over them, but you don't have to be nice, but you can be kind. And that also goes hand in hand with those boundaries, right? But all of that comes from self love. And self love means respecting yourself, taking care of yourself, eating right. Um, Self love is also, like you said, they're connected. Self love is also setting those boundaries, right? And so, and not putting yourself last. Then there's also pleasure in everything, pleasure from walking at the park, pleasure from being in nature, pleasure from enjoying this tea that I'm drinking, pleasure from eating a beautiful meal, pleasure from everything. So all of those things are important in connecting to that divine feminine energy and allowing yourself to receive that, allowing yourself to receive pleasure, allowing yourself to open up to all that is.
And I feel like a huge part of that is killing the shame. So much shame surrounding us just being not only the woman's pleasure, sexual, pleasure, erotic, but also simply the child's. And I was speaking on this before on my channel. It was just everything with the child is like not now, and it's just like demonizing the tantrum. But it's like that's our dissatisfaction from something that brought us joy, that brought us pleasure.
Yeah.
Prioritize is my priority.
Say that again.
I said prioritizing my pleasure. That's my priority.
Yes. Yes. Prioritizing your pleasure. So, um, yes. So follow Kuhrizma at Oracle Gems on IG and hit her up. And if you are not following me, be sure to also follow me on IG at Prandara_Prim_Tantra, Facebook Renee, my website, www.prandaraprim.com. Do you have a website, or you want me to add up, or no? Or just
Don't have a website yet, but it will be in the works.
okay, no worries. IG, in this day and age, we don't really need a website. Like most people go to your IG, your
Every
social media. So
yeah.
so that is all good. Awesome. And just a reminder, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the like, please. Share this, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can receive notifications from my upcoming lives. Let me see, what do I have next? And then do I have I was going to say what I have next, but that's okay. I was going to say my next YouTube next week, but that's okay. But go ahead and follow me as well on Instagram and Kuhrizma on Instagram. Thank you all for coming on, for watching. Kuhrizma, thank you so much. This was awesome. I enjoyed it. Got a lot. Hopefully everyone else enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, share it as well, because sharing is caring.
Indeed.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, where are you located? Where are you right now? Where are you on your journey? What state are you in?
Right now I'm in St. Pete. So basically Tampa. I gotta go. I'm kind of going back and forth, but I can catch the bus from back and forth from Tampa to St. Pete. But right now, I feel like spirit pushed me out of Tampa. Like crazy supernatural stuff be happening. I tell you. So I'm in St. Pete right now, and I like it, but I'm really ready. I'm ready to see the world.
Yes. And
Florida.
so it is. So it is. It shall happen. All right. I love it. Well, enjoy that Florida weather. I lived in Florida for a bit. So I used to go to St. Pete Beach and to White Harbor. Um, when I was in Tampa. Ybor,
I
not
love you. I love.
Ybor City. I said White Harbor. Ybor City. I love it there. So I'll hit you up next time I'm in Ybor City.
Oh yes.
Or in Tampa.
Yes, hopefully I can fly to ATL. I'm gonna see what I can do. I want
Yeah.
to make your ceremonies.
Okay, I would love that. I would love that. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you everyone for coming on and joining us. Have a great night.
Oh, goodbye.
Peace.
Breath in
Bye.
your